Picture this. You've been eating smaller portions, hitting the gym, and counting every calorie. Yet the scale barely moves. Sound familiar? For decades, we were told weight loss is simple math. Eat less than you burn, and the pounds melt away. But research tells a different story. The real controller of body fat isn't calories, it's a hormone called insulin. Insulin is the master switch for fat storage. And here's the twist: if you master insulin, you master fat loss. Think of insulin as your body's storage manager. Every time you eat, your pancreas releases insulin to help your cells absorb nutrients. But insulin does more than that. First, it promotes fat storage. Insulin triggers lipogenesis, the process of turning extra nutrients into stored fat. And long ago, this was life-saving, but today it fuels obesity. Second, it blocks fat burning. Insulin shuts down lipolysis, the breakdown of fat for energy. When insulin stays high, your body can't access stored fat. You feel hungrier, eat more, and the cycle repeats. So the real battle isn't against calories. It's against constant insulin spikes. No pill or fad diet will solve it. You need a lifestyle approach that works with your body's natural rhythms. In Lab Zero, scientists placed fat cells in dishes filled with glucose and fatty acids. Without insulin, the cells didn't grow, no matter how much food surrounded them. But when insulin was added, those same cells swelled within hours, storing everything in sight. This proved a key point. Fat cells can't grow without insulin's signal. Calories matter, but insulin decides if those calories get stored as fat. This is why obesity is more hormonal than behavioral. Counting calories and grinding in the gym won't bring lasting results if insulin stays high. Real progress happens when you lower insulin naturally. Insulin is the switch. You control whether it flips on or off. Want proof outside the lab? Look at type 1 diabetes. People with type 1 can't produce insulin and must inject it to survive. Without insulin, even if they eat a lot, they waste away because the body can't store nutrients. Some have even misused this, underdosing insulin to stay lean. It works, but it is dangerous. They stay thin at the cost of severe metabolic distress, including hypoglycemia and ketoacidosis. This shows how powerful insulin really is. On the other hand, too much insulin with processed foods causes rapid weight gain and insulin resistance, the same problem the rest of us face. You've heard it 1,000 times. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. But is it? For many people, breakfast is actually the worst time to load up on food. Ever heard of the dawn effect? It's a natural rise in blood sugar that happens before you wake up, usually between 3 and 8 a.m. Hormones like cortisol, adrenaline, and glucagon surge. They raise blood sugar and prep you with energy, but they also make your body more insulin resistant for a few hours. So if you eat cereal, toast, juice, or even a smoothie in that state, your blood sugar spikes even higher. Your pancreas produces even more insulin, which locks fat away and blocks fat burning. Instead of kickstarting metabolism, your breakfast traps you in fat storage mode before your day even begins. So much for the most important meal. And if you add coffee, you make it worse. Coffee is a morning ritual for many, but caffeine boosts cortisol. Cortisol signals your liver to release glucose, which raises blood sugar and triggers insulin. Add coffee to a high-carb breakfast, and you stack the effects, creating an even sharper insulin spike. Now, that's why some say coffee makes you gain belly fat, but the truth is more nuanced. If you're insulin sensitive, black coffee on its own isn't a problem. And if you're doing intermittent fasting, black coffee during your fasting window is usually fine. The small insulin bump on an empty stomach isn't a concern. There is no food to store anyway. The real problem arises when you're already insulin resistant or when your coffee is more like dessert, loaded with sugar and creamers. Combine that with a carb-heavy breakfast and you've built a fat storage bomb. So coffee itself isn't the villain. Coffee plus carbs is where the trouble starts. You don't need to ditch breakfast forever or cut coffee completely. You just need to work with your body's natural rhythm. 1. Delay your first meal. Wait at least 2 hours after waking before you eat. During these 2 hours, your body is releasing stored energy from that dawn effect. This is where intermittent fasting really shines. You delay eating, you give insulin time to drop, and you stay in fat burning mode longer. 2. Time your coffee right. Even if you handle insulin well, wait about 90 minutes after waking up before having that first cup. Why? To avoid increasing cortisol and insulin further when they're already sky high. 3. Choose your first meal wisely. Go for protein, healthy fats, and fiber. Think eggs with spinach, avocado with nuts, Greek yogurt with berries. Skip the sugary drinks, the refined carbs, the pastries that will send insulin through the roof. The key takeaway: timing matters. When you eat is just as important as what you eat. Insulin doesn't work alone. Sleep and stress both play crucial roles. Poor sleep drives cortisol up to 3 times higher. High cortisol raises blood sugar and insulin while increasing carb cravings. Also, chronic stress keeps cortisol and insulin elevated. You can combat it with movement, meditation, or hobbies. Stop eating 3 to 4 hours before bed. Late night snacks keep insulin high when your body should be repairing and burning fat. When you align sleep, stress management, and meal timing with your natural rhythm, you let insulin work for you, not against you. Calories count, but hormones rule. Master insulin, and you unlock lasting fat loss. Smash that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the science of wellness and nutrition. Drop a comment and let me know what other topics you would like to watch. And remember, let's get healthy again. I'll see you in the next one.